Going once. It says we are live. Good. I guess it's still morning. Good morning, everybody. Lunch with Len on February 5th. And Craig, I'm going to hit the button to bring you across. And I think, Bob, I don't know where you are. I hit the button to bring you across, and you haven't showed up yet. So maybe you're out there in the internet world somewhere. And so
lost in cyberspace.
Yeah. Let me see if Craig makes it over. We do have. There's Bob. Hello, Bob. And there's Craig.
Trip over, Bob.
Craig was faster than Bob was.
Am I here? I'm here. Yeah, there I am.
You're here. You're here. So, Craig? You're in the Dream Year Challenge too, correct?
Yes.
Okay. There's no. I mean, I'm not making a mistake. Everybody here is in the challenge. Okay. Was everybody here on the webinar with Brian Finale last night?
I was.
I was not.
Okay.
I was there for most of it.
Okay. Well, Brian did a big pitch for getting to live the dream, getting to live the dream to the event, and I mean, I personally am a big believer that these events are important. I really agree with them 100%. So, what I'd like to do is collectively, reason I brought everybody across today, and let's see if there's anybody who's on here who hasn't come over yet. No, there isn't right now. I was looking for one other person. But here's what I'd like to do, guys and girls. I've got two things on my mind. One is, how can we help each other with the Dream Year Challenge? And the more important one is, how can we help each other? What can we do? I'd like everybody who's on this webinar today to be not only at the dream, but on the stage. Now, I don't know any reason why we can't do that. Do you?
No.
It's one of my goals I've set to be on the stage this year.
And I want to be there too. Now, the minimum we have to do, I think, to be on the stage is to get to L1.
And what is L1 exactly? What do you have to get to be L1?
10 points.
Points?
10 points.
Is that
Okay.
10 people coming in?
Yeah, it's 5 people coming in at the university level.
Yeah, I'm on this webinar.
Okay.
Or
3 masters.
Well, it's 3 masters, and that leaves 1 point extra somewhere. You need, because a master gives you 3 points, and a university level gives you 2 points. So, over the last, I'm going to say over the last year or so. By the way, can everybody hear me?
I can't hear you.
Okay. Over the last, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 months or so, I brought a couple of people in that. What is that, Bill?
That's good.
Okay, I brought a couple of people into MLSP, and none of them lasted very long. So the challenge I see with MLSP is not only getting people in there, but getting them to last. Because if they just come in and then drop out a week later, then you don't get any points for them. And if they come in and you have to have. I think once you reach L1, then they can drop out. You can drop below the threshold for any one of these levels once you've reached it. You've got to reach it. So, the other thing that I did, continuing on with this thought process for just a moment, let me share with you, I put 3 documents up in the Lunch with Len Facebook group today. Now, there's nobody on this Hangout today that needs one of these documents. I'll just share with you what it is because we are recording, and I was going to share with anyone who isn't in Dream Year Challenge what the important activities are. So I took the points tracker and I made a reduced. Oh, wait a minute, you can't see that. Haha, sorry, I have to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen for just a few minutes, okay? Okay. So can you see my screen? Hello?
Yes, it's coming up.
Okay. So the first thing I did, and this is for anybody who's not in the challenge, is put up a points tracker that is similar to, it's adopted from the Dream Year Challenge's point tracker, and just lists the major activities that are the profit-producing activities. So I don't think, there's nobody on this hangout today that I need to explain this to, I hope. So are there any questions?
No.
Okay, cool. The second thing I put up was I'll stick this one up first. I put up my daily method of operation sheet. Now, in the workbook for the Dream Year Challenge, there is a sheet in there that lists the times of the day and et cetera, et cetera. I have one that I list the times of the day starting at 5 in the morning, and I list all 7 days of the week. And while I started to fill this out, just a few things to give you an idea of how I was using it. I put it up there. If it's of value to you, grab it and use it. It's an Excel spreadsheet. I didn't put it as a PDF file, so you can do anything you want to do with it. It's yours once you download it. There shouldn't be any problem downloading it. And I will point out, one of the things that I've done personally is I bump my get out of bed time in the morning. I think you probably have too, Bob. So that I have now made a commitment to get myself out of bed at 5 o'clock and start my Tai Chi and make my coffee and get my personal development done before it's time to get on the webinars with Adam and Justice. And then, of course, Bert's call. And then this sheet goes all the way to 9 o'clock at night. And if anyone gets up at 5 in the morning and is still going strong at 9 at night, I have tremendous respect for you. And the third sheet that I put out there, and before I put it up, let me just put it up and share it with you, and then we'll talk about it, is I put up a personnel tracking sheet. What I've made myself a commitment to talk to new people and old people on Facebook every day. And my target is minimum of 10 people. And I found myself having trouble keeping track of who I was talking to. And a lot of times you start a conversation before you've even sent a friend request, or before you've asked them for an email address, and certainly before you've sent them a link to your opportunity. So I created this sheet for myself, and just let me show you real quickly what it is, and then I'll come off the screen share. What I have here is I have 20 lines on the sheet, so I'm using like one sheet per day, maybe 2 days goes on one sheet, depending on how active I was. I put the person's name in, and I put down, are they new to me, yes or no? Is this a new contact that I just made, or is it somebody that I've already known from the past for whatever reason? And then how or where we met. So I can remind myself of, was it a Facebook message, or is it a friend from the ski club, or what is it? Then, did I send them a friend request? And did they reply? Have I gotten their email? And if I got it, did I enter it into Aweber and MLSP? And I do have a capture form that goes to both Aweber and MLSP, and I'm certainly willing to share that with you, but we have to change the links for you. I'll show you how I did it. Then, did I send them a link, and have I followed up with them? So,
when you say MLSP, is that the CRM?
yes.
You're linking into the CRM then?
Yes. When I get their email address, did I remember to load it into both my Aweber and my MLSP? And of course, if I use my capture, then I don't have to do both actions. I only have to do one action, and it goes to both places. But this is just a reminder to me, and because what I've found out, and I'm going to go off screen share now. I'm going to let me shut this off and come off screen share. And are you back to seeing me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I found out, I'm going to put this up in front of the camera. What I found out is after I'd gone through, 15 or 20 names, 2 or 3 days in a row, I can't remember who I sent a message to, who I sent a friend request to, what it was about. Did I or didn't I? Did they respond? Did they not respond? So I just found that having this piece of paper and the columns that I put on the piece of paper are the ones that I've decided are important for me, at least at this moment. And this comes from going through several iterations of this. I started this a long time ago, and I find personally that having a piece of paper in front of me where I can just write down their name and then check off the little boxes and then go back in later and make sure that they actually did get into MLSP or they got there. And then that makes it easy also for me to go down this list and say, well, look, I talked to Becky yesterday, and she didn't reply to me, so hey, I'm just gonna send her one more message, and if she doesn't reply, then I'm done with her. She's not responding, and that again made it for me easier to keep track of who I was talking to, and let's see. Debbie's there. I'm going to click. Debbie, I know you can hear me. I'm going to click to bring you across.
She can't come over, Len.
She cannot. Okay. I was going to tell her that if she doesn't want to, she just doesn't have to accept the invitation. So, okay. So these are some of the things that I'm doing to try to get myself organized, and my objective is twofold. Again, my personal objective is to make at least minimum 10 contacts a day and get a minimum of 1 honest exposure a day. And when I say honest exposure, I mean somebody really does watch the video, and then I do the follow-up with them and I get an answer, yes or no, are you interested or not interested, next. And try to get myself organized in this process, because I find personally that I can't talk to 10 or 15 people a day on Facebook and keep track of those conversations, even in one day, let alone 2 or 3 days later, know who I talked to. And also, you don't want to go back to the same person. You want to be able to look at your list and say, well, I shot Becky 2 emails 2 weeks ago, and she told me she's not interested. I don't want to go back to her yet. Maybe some other time. But so anyhow, that's what I'm doing.
I got a question for you, Len.
Yeah.
Now, what do you, after you show them the first exposure and they want to take a look at something else, do you just let your email autoresponder do it, or what do you send them? Do you send them the Freedom webinar from MLSP?
If they want to see, well, the first exposure for me is World Ventures.
Oh, okay.
Not the MLSP exposure. That's what I mean by that, the exposure. Now, I got to think that one through a little bit, Larry, and that's a really good point, because if we make it our sort of group objective that we're all going to get on stage, maybe what I should be focused on is MLSP rather than World Ventures. But
because I'll be honest, my main business fell apart, and I've been in MLSP 2 years and have done nothing. And with the last month, I just started to work on MLSP. I have one person signed up under me. She's having a hard time kind of figuring this stuff out, but she's got 10-month-old twins. And since I have triplets that are 23, I'm working a little extra hard to help her, get it. But to me, it's my main focus now is going to be MLSP, and then backdoor my own company. I'm still going to market my own company, but my heavier marketing is MLSP right now.
well, here's what I'm finding out. And one of the real questions that I have is we need to find the best fishing hole for what it is we're trying to do.
Yeah.
In going into the Facebook groups, I'm finding a lot of people that are already in World Ventures, so they're clearly not someone I'm going to send to World Ventures or even ask if they want a link. Then the next question is, well, are you already into MLSP? And again, I'm finding that a lot of people are. So basically, once I know that they're in MLSP and/or World Ventures, then I sort of drop them, except to see if I can get them onto my email list. So I have three objectives when I'm sorting through these people. My 3 objectives are: can I get you onto my email list? are you already an MLSP? And if not, well, how are you marketing whatever business you are in? And are you familiar with Are You In World Ventures? And so far, out of my 10 people a day, probably honestly, maybe 2 or 3 are a candidate for either World Ventures or MLSP, because a lot of the people I'm bumping into are already there. Now that's a product of fishing in the wrong holes, but
Yeah.
still looking for the right hole to go fishing in. And I've been searching around the groups now. What I'm finding is a lot of the MLM groups are just spam fests. Has anybody found an MLM group that is a really legitimate fishing hole where people are in there interacting and commenting rather than just spamming?
I haven't, and I'm shocked at how many of these groups. You know how they come up on the side of my Facebook?
Right.
I just clicked into them to take a look at them, and they are spam city.
Yeah. There's nobody commenting on anything. Nobody, just spam, spam, spam.
You know what I've also found out is you make friends with some of these people, and all of a sudden I'm getting tagged in events that it's their event and I have nothing to do with it, and I knock that off my Facebook page right away, and then I block them. If you don't know how to use Facebook properly, I don't want anything to do with you.
Right. Now, the one place that I am having some luck is the specialty groups. I've been fishing in friends of friends who like scuba diving. And as you know, I'm a master diver. Maybe you know that, maybe you don't. And that's one fishing hole that I've been having a little bit of success in. And it's sort of interesting. In fact, I found a woman yesterday who lives in Alaska and goes to Costa Rica for the summer, and she's about to get a request to review my World Ventures link. She's just a couple of messages away from the request, and I just sent out 2 requests this morning to people to look at the link. Mm-hmm. But so one area that I would suggest looking in is areas of specialty. Friends of friends who like. What do you like to do? Scuba dive, hike, backpack, camp, fish, stay home with the kids, grandkids. Trying to find some fresh blood. Trying to find people that are not into MLSP already, and not into World Ventures already, or whatever company you happen to be in. What company are you folks in? Does anybody have any objections to talking about that?
Oh, me?
Anybody?
I'm in, mine's Remark Mobile text message marketing. It's actually Adam's company. That's how I got to know Adam.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know the company. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Ignite, Extreme Energy.
I'm solely MLSP right now.
Okay. So once again, I'm going to toss this out there. What can we do collectively to mastermind, to help each other, to get us all on the stage at MLSP, Live the Dream? Does anybody disagree that going to live the dream is important?
Yeah, definitely.
You know what happened to me last year trying to get there?
No.
I was at Midway Airport in Chicago, and that's the day that guy tried to commit suicide.
Oh,
First,
God.
he got into the main telephone room. He cut all the radar feeds to the main Aurora radar center.
Yes.
Set the computer stuff on fire, and then tried to kill himself. I was at Midway Airport for about 6 hours with 10,000 of my closest friends.
Wow.
That was really ugly.
Oh my, that was mad.
I got a question. On that the webinar that Brian did last night,
Yes.
he mentioned and pushed, of course, for the Live the Dream tickets. But am I understanding it correctly that if you purchase the single item the 199, you can upgrade to the VIP at a later time, or do you have to get that off the bat?
No, you can upgrade.
You can upgrade. Well, you know, I'm saying that with tongue in cheek because I have never seen them. I mean, you could have upgraded last year on the floor at MLS at the event when you got. They're always willing to take more money from you.
Yeah.
I've never seen them say no. The one thing that might be difficult to get into, and be honest with you, I didn't review the requirements as to what you have to do to get into the home party at
The Elite.
Yeah, that's already closed.
Yeah. Okay. It's full. Okay.
No, well, it's closed. They're not accepting any more people.
Okay.
You have to be L1 and above to get in,
Right.
and you had to buy your VIP ticket, right after Live the Dream 5.
Well, here's my thought on the process. I think so far no one's disagreeing. We all want to go to LTD. We're all struggling. We're all struggling to make this work for us. If we get to L1, we have income. L1 means some money coming in every month. Buys the ticket to LTD, and we get on stage. So my objective is that all of us get there. We get on stage. Now, one way we can all do that is keep working on this points tracker. Does anybody disagree? Keep working on the. Is anybody having trouble connecting with people on a daily basis? Driving us crazy. I mean, look, to be honest with you, it's something that I don't particularly like to do sometimes. I get up in the morning and I go, oh, God, I got to get on Facebook and start connecting with people. I don't really like to do that. And it's something I really have to kick myself to do. Once I get going, I'm okay. But, I mean, look, let me bare my soul. I mean, Brian talked a little bit about last night about how he came, into adulthood with a lot of insecurities, and I certainly did too. And I don't really know where some of this comes from, but I do know, and I've told you this before. I mean, I was raised in a house where I was told I was no damn good and never would be, and I heard that for 20 years. So there's still remnants of that sitting in there, and I have to fight it I have to fight it every day. So some days it's harder than others for me to get on Facebook and start poking people because I don't want to hurt their feelings. And I'm really getting over it. It's like, okay, if I hurt you, I got one woman last week that responded very negatively, and I just shrugged my shoulders and I went, gee, I'm sorry you feel that way. Next, I'm getting better at it.
Yeah.
None of us like it. None of us like it. But we're in this business and we got to do it. Anyone else struggling with it? What can I do to help you folks? What can we do?
I guess one problem that I'm having is the fact that you send out friend requests and you find out later that they're already part of MLSP. So there's nothing you can do there.
That doesn't stop them from being that does not stop them from being your friend. And it doesn't stop them.
But you can't do any additional follow-up or anything. You're just kind of at a dead end right there.
Well, I'm not so sure I agree with that. Let me argue with you, Bill, because I still ask them if I can get them on my email list. And the reason for that is that who knows downstream what product I might be able to sell them.
Now, I agree with that. That's two different things, though.
Okay. But it's part of that tracking sheet that I put up there that I showed you today that you can download. It's did I get them onto my email list, yes or no? Because at bare minimum, if they're in MLSP and in World Ventures, I'm still going to ask them, I have a newsletter. Would you like to be on my list? And if they say no, that's fine. I had one woman say no yesterday. She said, no, I'm already on too many lists. I don't want to be on anymore. I said, fine, no problem. But most people say yes. Most people give you their email. Now, whether they ever open an email or not, I don't know. But at least I feel like I'm building my list.
Well, people are curious. They want to know what you're all about.
Right.
So they want to find out.
I'm trying to add a minimum, when I say I'm talking to 10 people a day, I'm trying to talk to a minimum of 10 people a day and get at least 2 or 3 of them onto my email list.
Okay.
And I'm not being really pushy. I don't send a message to somebody I've never talked to before and ask them if they want to be on my email list. I send a message that says, hey, I saw your Facebook page. I like your profile picture. Where did you take that at? I see we have several mutual friends. Are you a scuba diver? Where did you go diving? I mean, I just open a conversation.
Yeah, I understand.
After 2 or 3 conversations like that, then I assess them. Are they a candidate for MLSP? Are they a candidate for World Ventures? Are they a candidate for my email list? Or are they like, let them go. Let them go. And so each person I assess after 2 or 3 exchanges with them as to where I think they fit in. And some of them are, let them go. Some of them are email only. Some of them are, yeah, I'll send you a link to World Ventures. Would you take a look? I don't say World Ventures, of course.
Yeah.
So at least everyone is a candidate for an email list. Unless they're just not into home business at all, not interested at all.
Do you know if Facebook keeps the chat forever?
I don't.
Does anybody know?
I don't know.
Because from time to time, I'll go back and look at the Facebook chat to see, what we've talked about in the past, to see who I'm talking about, just like what Lynn was saying. I don't remember everybody that I talked to, but I always go back and review that real quick.
Well, they keep it for a long time.
That's why I started this list that I showed you, because this way, and to be honest with you, it's so much easier for me to just write down a name and a date, and then I can peruse the list. Hey, listen, I'm going to have to break off this party, guys. We have the Motivation Manifesto in 15 minutes, and I need time to reset my computer so it goes to the right place. So, feedback. Are we headed in a good direction? Is working together trying to get us all to LTD a good thing? And
real good thing. Very good thing.
Yes.
You know what? I think it's great. I want to see us all on stage, and then we want to go back up after we all get our awards, and we'll take a picture together. And I'd love to do one of these free daily coaching things live, or lunch with Len live.
There you go.
I think I'm looking forward to that.
All right, everybody. So we are committed. We are committed.
Yeah.
For those of you who saw Brian last night, put it out there into the universe. If you can afford your ticket now, get it now. Even if it's the minimum ticket, get your ticket. And I'm going to get mine as soon as I can.
I've got mine.
Good for you. Good for you. And let's make it happen. Let's find a way to make it happen. And so what I'd like to do is dedicate, for the time being, every Thursday we'll come back together and we'll talk about what are we doing to get to live the dream and how can we help each other. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
Yes.
Hey, Len, one quick clarification I pulled up on the MLSP. Level 1, you get 1 point for a university member, you get 3 points for mastery, and it's a total of 10 points, and only 5 have to be active.
Correct. Yeah, 10 points. I thought we got 2 for university. Is it 1? Okay, fine. You're right. I think you might be. Well, I'm sure you're right. Okay, not bad. So that's what we got to do. We got to get 10 points. So
let's do it, guys. Let's do it.
Who wants to do this, guys?
Let's do it. Rock and roll, baby.
Make it happen. We can find a way. Let's make it happen.
Plus, I'm a scuba diver and I'm an OSP, so I'm on your list. But I'm not going for World Ventures.
There you go. Are you what?
I'm a scuba diver also.
No, but what you say about World Ventures?
Oh, I'm not going to World Ventures. Although maybe someday as a customer, but not now.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to try to sell you World Ventures, but I can tell you ought to be there.
I know. I should be. I see the signs.
The travel stuff is just, I mean, it's beyond it's beyond comprehension how good the travel deals are.
I'll do it as a customer down the road, but right now I'm concentrating on my businesses.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. And Anyhow, look, I don't want to sell anything here. I don't want to get off on a tangent about selling something. Debbie Garcia says, I love making my friends now in LSP through Facebook. I'm in the place of building relationships, and I'm very grateful for them. I find so much value in people. Yeah, Debbie, great. Hey, listen, I got to go. I got to run. Bob, you should have a link to bring you in as a panelist.
Okay, I'll look.
On the Motivation Manifesto. So
Email.
Start talking about Motivation Manifesto. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Thanks for show. And girls, sorry, Debbie, sorry, Chris.
Bye, guys.
Hit me with a wet noodle. I'll see you all on Tuesday, and let's rock this thing. Let's make it happen. All right,
See you guys.
Take care. I'm going to end broadcast.